And welcome back to another episode of the Men's Report, Fantasy Prediction Show, hosted by yours truly, Menace to Fantasy. Let's go. And welcome back to another episode of the Men's Report, Fantasy Prediction Show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Yes, indeed. Oh, you already know I'm hyped. All right, let me hop into this, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back on this Father's Day weekend. Let me start it off, first of all. Happy Father's Day to all the GMs holding it down, handling their responsibilities, being a father to their child, LOG and the Bulldogs. That's what I'm talking about. Happy Father's Day, gentlemen. Enjoy your weekend. Do what you want to do. Don't do what people want you to do on your day. This is our weekend. So, we'll start it off. Folks, we are officially back. We're in gold mode. I was excited. Uptown hit me up in the GM, the football chat on the side. Yo, the draft order is done for Bears. So that is posted. So before I go over the Bears draft order, let's go over some league details. All right, we'll start with Bears. The live draft is in Maryland this summer. It's at Ice's crib. I'm already started collecting, if you have your money. My Cash App info is $Scoop13us. You can start sending in your league fee so you can have that business, get it out the way. It's $50. As I said, we're in Maryland, so we're making the trip. And also, I put in the chat, please chime in if you plan on coming, so Ice knows how many heads will be in the building, how much food he needs to order for the draft. So just chime in, let him know if you're coming. Okay? Flip it over to the Unordinary Dynasty League. That league's officially go mode. I uploaded all the rookies, all the teams are uploaded, so we're good to go. The waiver wire is open. It is open. It's going to take 2 days, so you can start putting claims in the waiver wire. It is open. I updated all the Fab money. Accounting, you should never go broke, and money should never go broke. How much money they have saved, how much Fab money they have accumulated. All right. The wire is open. Start putting your claims in for the wire. Remember, you must pay at least $1 bid down. No zero bids allowed. Repeat, no zero bids are allowed in Bears or in Unordinary Gentleman Dynasty League. Now, for Unordinary GMs, you can start sending your fees in. That's $50. Chuck's Cash App is $Chuck Spence 1313. All right, before I get into the real meat of this episode, Uptown's custom draft order, we're going to go over or recap the Dynasties round 2 and round 3. So obviously we know number 1, 2 will go into 2. Now, I like to call round 2 diamonds in the rough. Some of these young men should have been chosen in the first round. If we had 14 teams, some of these guys definitely would have been taken in the first round. But we only 10 strong in this Dynasty League. So some of these gems could have been first round, but they're diamonds in rough, in my opinion. So we'll start it off. Here we go. Squad starts it off in the second round. He went with Omar Cooper Jr. If you know Squad is a Jets, Jets. He's a fan. So you know he was scooping up Omar Cooper Jr. He had the opportunity. Now, my opinion, Omar Cooper Jr. Highlights. All this past season was highlights. I forgot what game it was where he caught that ball in the back of the end zone. That play was huge. Highlights, but it's just highlights. I had to dig a little bit deeper. I had to look a little bit deeper. Did a little more research. Man played 4 years at Indiana. In those 4 years, he never eclipsed 1,000 yards during the season. He came close this past season. I think he had 930 yards total, but he never elapsed 1K. Okay? So we'll see what he does in the pros. He's got a veteran quarterback. He'll have the opportunity to try to slide and be wide receiver one, maybe. We'll see where it goes. So next GM is Ice. He went Antonio Williams. This is a sneaky good pick. He's up in Washington. He might start out as the wide receiver 2 in Washington. Now, only concern I have for this young man is the availability. He missed a lot of games in college. All right, he's not the biggest joker. All right, he's like slot size. He's not huge, so durability is a concern in my eyes. But if he stays healthy, he's a beast. Antonio Williams, good pick, Ice. Next up, we got Grid coming in. He drafted Kenyon Sadiq, tight end. Now, my opinion, this tight end is really a wide receiver. He's really a wide receiver. He's that athletic. He's that gifted. Okay? He's also a Jet. So you know what went down. Breaking news, we had a trade. Chuck has traded squad Kenyon Sadiq and also Michael Wilson from Arizona for squad's 2027 first round pick and $13 fab. So Kenyon Sadiq is on squad's team, another Jet member going to a Jet fan. All right. And I like that. At 2027, that quarterback class is supposed to be hot next year. So Gray is trying to, get as many first round picks as he can. He got 2 now. Let's see if he gets any more. Next GM, we got Uptown. He went with Denzel Boston. Okay, he's gonna be in Cleveland. He right now, the training camp, he's shining right now over KC Concepcion. Both of the young men, rookies, they're gonna be out there. Now, Denzel Boston, he's boring in my opinion, but boring in a good way. This man is massive. He's 6'4", but basically he runs small man routes. Okay, almost like a slot. Big body, he just box you out, and he's a chain mover. Okay, so that was a good pick by Uptown. Good player, Denzel Boston. All right, like I said, he's boring, but he's big body, 6'4", big joker. All right. Next up is the account. He went Eli Stowers, tight end. He's also viewed as a big slot wide receiver, but he really doesn't have breakaway speed. He's going to be out there in Philly. Dallas guys getting a little bit old, but they're going to move this boy around. Like I said, he's like a big slot receiver. It's the speed's really not there. Next up, we came with D Block. He went with Chris Bell. Louisville. He was the man in Louisville, Chris Bell. All right. Now, past last season, he tore his ACL. He's going to recover. All right. He's a freight train. A freight train. He gets the ball in his hand. Chris Bell, he's trying to run through. Not just trying to. He's trying to run through. So good pick by D Block. Next up is myself, the Menace. I went with Nicholas Singleton, running back from Penn State. Now, I strongly believe this man is a diamond in the rough. I love where he got drafted to. You might be like, hold school, they got Tony Pollard. They got Tajay Spears. The backfield is a little crazy. They got some veterans. You got to look. Coming in, a new head coach. Coming in, a new offensive coordinator. Tony Pollard wasn't drafted by these guys. Tony Pollard is on a 1-year deal. Okay? 1-year deal. Tennessee's probably going to struggle this year. So I'm going to say maybe a little bit after midway through the season, if Tennessee is completely out of it, why would they stick with this old veteran? They're going to see what this boy Nicholas Singleton got. They're going to use him because now you got the quarterback who's young. You got the wide receiver Tate they just brought in who is young. And your running back is young. And this man is the same as Tony Pollard. A little bit bigger. Can run through the tackles. Doesn't have blazing speed. Got hands. Well, you might see him take over as the season goes on. He might take the job. So I like Nicholas Singleton. Here we go. Next pick. We're going with money. Dejon Stribling. He's going to San Fran, so it makes sense. A San Fran fan took him. He's also a big body receiver. Okay, big body receiver. The big thing with him is he's not going to start. He'll probably be utilized, but he's going to learn under Mike Evans, one of the best big body receivers. He's going to learn under Mike Evans. So that's huge for Strickland. Next, GM, we got Eric. He just told me to go with the best wide receiver. I could have been dirty and gave him the last wide receiver, but I ain't going to do that because I believe what goes around comes around, and you live shady, that shady shit come back on you. So I ain't doing dirty. I like the man, Jeremy Bernard, with the Pittsburgh. He's a professional. He's young. He's professional. He doesn't do one thing great. He does everything good. Professional. All right? He's gritty. Aaron Rodgers is going to like this young man on the field. Sometimes Aaron Rodgers, if you're a rookie, if you don't do right, he don't want to see you on the field. He's going to be impressed by Bernard. He's going to stay on the field. The man's a professional for Alabama. He's a football player. The end of the second round, Chaz won with Carson Beck, quarterback. He's possible starter for the Cardinals. I don't know if they paid Jacoby what he wants right now, but right now, if Jacoby holds out, is not around, Carson Beck is the starter. You know, he's the starter. All right, let's go to the third round. Goes back to squad. Jets fan going with them Jets players. Arvell Reese, he's a linebacker, defensive player. I don't do study much on the defensive players, but he's a Jet, and he was, I think he was the third-rated linebacker, so go back to my squad. The squad's loading up them Jets. Then we go with Ice. Ice decided to trade his pick for $7 fab to Uptown. Uptown took that pick, and he drafted Malachi Fields, wide receiver from Notre Dame. A big body receiver. The boy is big. And when he plays, when he feels like playing, he dominates. And that's the concern a lot of the experts have with this man. Sometimes he takes plays off. Sometimes he's all out. Sometimes he's taking plays off. So that's the concern. So good pick, third round pick by Uptown. Okay. Like I said, he had to give Ice $7 fab. Next up, we got Grid. Grid turned around, and you know Grid, he's a trade master. He traded that pick to Menace, myself, for a $10 fab. Now, this is my dart throw. It's a dart. I'm throwing it. Emmett Johnson, taking running back from Kansas City. The reason why I moved up to get this man, I was nervous somebody was going to scoop him up. I thought Uptown was going to get me, but he took Fields when he moved up. Eric B. Emery's back. Eric B. Enemy is back in Kansas City. He has approved this young man, put a stamp of approval on Emmett Johnson. He's basically the same as Kevin Walker. He just doesn't have the speed like Kevin Walker. Okay, he does everything Walker does. And what this is telling me, and telling a lot of folks, since Pat is coming back from a knee injury, the Kansas City offense is going to be run heavy. Of course, Walker is going to be the RB1 and be out there first. But don't be surprised if you don't see Emmett Johnson getting some touches. More than 3 or 4. I'm talking about maybe 12 to 15 touches per game. The boy is good. All right. Let's move on back to Uptown. He went with Caleb Douglas, wide receiver. He's a deep threat. He's down to Miami. He's a deep threat. Hopefully Willis can get them the ball. But they have to rebuild down there because Miami's wide receiver core is like, Preston Wilson, is that the best wide receiver they got? I don't know. Waddle's gone. Hill's gone. They cleared house. So he might get some run. Next up, we got the count. I like Ted Hurst. He went with Ted Hurst, wide receiver. All right, he's raw. He has a high athletic ceiling. He might be good. Like I said, he has a lot of raw talent. Next up, we flip it down to D block. He went with Max Clare. He's a tight end. He's raw as well, but he's going to the Rams, Los Angeles Rams. That tight end room is crowded. It is very crowded, okay? He was drafted in the second round, so he has draft capital, and they're not just going to get rid of him. And nowadays, a lot of offenses are going 12, meaning 2 tight end sets. So we might see him more this year. And the Rams got the ball to their tight ends last year. It's just that you don't know which one's going to be the one that goes off because they got so many. I think there's 4 on the roster now. All right, so the last pick, another dart throw by Roberto. K-Tron Allen, running back from the Washington Commanders. Now, the reason why I like this pick, Bill Crosby, whatever his name is, he was drafted in the 7th round. He flashed here and there, but I don't think he solidified himself as a starter. I know in free agency they signed White from Tampa Bay to a 1-year deal. Veteran. He'll probably start out as a starter, but it's a 1-year deal. K-Tron Allen, I think he led that Penn State back for the touchdowns last year. He has the opportunity to come in and win that job. So it's a dart throw, and if he doesn't really pan out, he could be the first guy I send to the wire, cut real quick. Now, the last 3 M's, Money, Eric, and Chaz, they all decided to forfeit the last pick and keep it moving. So, folks, as I said, I went in, I uploaded all the new rookies, so please look at your roster in Dynasty. Make sure I didn't mistakenly drop somebody who was not supposed to be dropped. And let me know before cats start putting waiver wire claims in. All right? Now, this is what we all been waiting for. This is what we all been waiting for. Uptown, you let everybody know how you really feel about people. And that's why I love this new thing that the winner gets to pick the draft order. There's some GMs that are happy, and I know there's some GMs that are kind of salty. Now, I'm not salty, and yeah, I like 14 where I'm at. I get a double pick. I can start trends and runs if I want to. But I kind of wanted to be top 7 this year, but it is what it is. I'll take 14. I'll take 14. I think you can't go wrong this year. The first 3 picks, they stay healthy. No matter what order you take them, the first 3 picks are solid this year, in my opinion. Now, 14 is Menace. Coming in with the 13th pick overall is Black Cat. All right. Coming in with the 12th pick, we got the Joker. Coming in with the 11th pick, we got Squad. Coming in with the 10th pick, we got Game Over. Coming in with the 9th pick, we got Money in the Bank. Coming with the 8th pick, we got FOE, Fan of Excellence. That's Grid. Coming in with the 7th pick, we got The Chaz. Coming in with the 6th pick, we got Ice Baby. Coming in with the 5th pick, we got Punk Ass Decepticons. Coming in with the 4th pick, we got Tooth Chippers. And top 3, here we go. Coming with the 3rd pick, we got Dre. Back at it. He always changes his name, so we'll just go with his real name. We go with Dre. Coming with the 2nd pick, we got D-Block. And, of course, the man who got to pick the order, the returning champ, Uptown's coming in with the number 1 pick. Now, folks, we're ready. We got the draft order in before July. Thank you, Uptown. If you decide you want to start doing mock draft, now you go ahead and start mocking all you want. Folks, people started putting in their keepers. I think we got 3 keepers. Chuck put it in, Dana put it in, and I put mine in as well. You can start. You don't have to wait. I think the deadline is that Monday before the draft. Okay, the draft's August 29th, so I think the deadline for the keepers, I think it's the 24th. I think it's the 24th. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's end this correctly. You know how we do. Okay, why am I not playing? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Peace. Welcome.